Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to my tabletop news roundup for March 15th, 2025, where I take a look back at the week in tabletop news and bring you the highlights, especially with regards to indie RPG releases. Due to me having been sick for the last few days, I've tightened up my requirements to be included in this round a little bit, just so I could get something out for you. It looks like Drive Through RPG has been set to up the price of print-on-demand books, at least as black and white and standard color books. Some of those will increase by up to 50% in America, whereas their premium color books will actually decrease in America. It will also be adjusted in the United Kingdom, but to a lesser degree. So if you're looking to pick up anything in print, you might want to try it before the end of March. I went ahead and took the opportunity to pick up Dragon Slayer RPG print on demand, which I've been looking at for quite a while now. Onwards towards minor and PDF releases, Slime Cave of Norwal is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure dealing with a farming village with a ruined tower and a famous slime cave near it. The Hydromancer's Tower is a 5th edition adventure that focuses on seaside tower of a reclusive hydromancer who has gone missing. Elven Tower has the Gates of the World's Adventure, which is available for both 5th edition and Shadowdark, where a group of fairy scholars have meddled in an ancient planar gate. Nejavina is a Slavic-themed 5th edition setting that means to mingle Slavic myth, folklore, and dark absurdity. Yokai Bestiary for 5th edition is exactly what it says on the tin, a group of spirits, monsters, and demons inspired by Japanese folklore. Adventure Ripples has a pair of classes for 5th edition. There is the Vowkeeper and the Charmer. Motes of Magic is a subsystem of spells for 5th edition, including 10 new spells that can give you control over the motes that make up magic, as well as a couple of new feats and a couple of new subclass options. The Dragon's Horde, number 52, is a 5th edition themed magazine from Legendary Games, including magic items, spells, monsters, character options, and so forth. Kobold Press has a couple offerings for the Tales of the Valiant, but also 5th edition because it's compatible, depending on where you want to go. There is the Old Margreve, which covers a legendary forest as well as new player options, and then there is Trollfall, which is an adventure for Tales of the Valiant. Aufgeblatt or Bust is a Dungeon Crawl Classics compatible scenario. There's a zine that offers a hex crawl and a couple of combat encounters, as well as a couple challenges and several enemies, or several creatures. Terra Invictus is a campaign setting for Shadowdark, which includes a hex crawl with 25 settlements, various deities, lots of monsters, and so forth. Titan's Throne Infested Archives is an old-school Essentials compatible adventure. This one's a sandbox adventure that includes a dungeon delve, a town to explore, some new magic items, and a new playable creature. Samurai Rise of the Golden Serpents is an OSR-style game set in feudal Japan that relies on 6-sided dice. Fate of the Firstborn is an adventure suite for Dragonbane, where the characters are set to save a prince from an assassin's guild. Mazes Module 32, The Mine of Two Dangers, is another entry into the Mazes RPG adventure series that deals with an old dwarven mine. Journeyman Expert Master Advanced Fantasy Complete Edition is a tabletop RPG with advancement from 1st to 30th level, built around talent trees with a number of heritages and classes, a comprehensive system for all the way up to domain-level play. Monty Python's co-curricular medieval reenactment program is a sort of Monty Python-based RPG. From what I understand, the design is a little bit rough, but if you're a fan of Monty Python, it might be worth taking a look at that. Lost Island of the Pirate Queen is a Fantasy Age 2nd Edition adventure series with a swashbuckling theme on the high seas. Agents of Excalibur is a complete campaign for Call of Cthulhu set in 1960s Britain, where Fey creatures have launched a covert invasion. It is available as a complete campaign, but then also in little sections. Trinity Continuum Aegis is an adventure and exploration game set in Greece's Iron Age. Should have covered it before, anyway. Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay Imperia Maledictum Macarian Requisition Guide is a catalog of equipment and services that can be found in the Macarian sector. Finally, there is Drudge 2nd Edition, a tabletop RPG that can cover a variety of genres from small sci-fi to large epic fantasy. And with that, I'm going to move on to crowdfunding campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only at your own risk. Doing so is no guarantee of even receiving a product. Mentioned here is not an endorsement, but it is for informational purposes only. 100 Side Quest looks to be a compilation of 100 plus side quests for 5th edition that can add dashes of adventure into an already existing campaign. Beyond the Woods is a 5th edition hex crawl that includes explorations, survival mechanics, and a world of Irish myth. Micro Dungeons Compendium 2024 is a hardcover annual compendium that will put out a collection of micro dungeons for 5th edition gathered from last year's releases, and I think a couple extra. A Worm Hollow, The City Under the Glacier, is a cold weather campaign setting for 5th edition, detailing a frozen city of dwarves. Potbelly Kobold's Guide to Villains and Lairs for 5th edition is a compilation of NPCs of the villainous sort instead of a proper bestiary. So it's actually people that are fleshed out individually along with a group of unique lairs to add to your game. NPCs and Villains of Ethelon looks to be a collection of 60 plus NPCs and villains from Adventure Ripples, each of which is tied to a certain quest or event. Treasures Untold, compendium of Loot and Wonders, will be a 5th edition supplement that includes various loot with their own loot troves with their own backstories, adventure hooks, and so on, as well as legendary artifacts compatible with the 2024 version of the game. A tome of sentient items for 5th edition is a compilation of various sentient weapons, artifacts, and objects for 5th edition, so items that can think, speak, and so on. Red Dust will be a sci-fi adventure compatible with 5th edition set on Mars. The Western Reaches looks to be a new campaign for the Shadowdark RPG from the designers thereof, the Arcane Library, so it looks to be an official world setting. Finally, there is Harn Quest that looks to gather more location and occupation articles for the Harn World medieval fantasy game. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. This has been the RPG Caller, my tabletop news roundup for March 15, 2025. Again, sorry for the lack of thumbnails. I'm been real sick, and I still am real sick. As always, links will be below. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment on your feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribe Star, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.